Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another edition of Adesope, the official Afrobeats Podcast here in London. Of course, the Afromedia Studios, where we break down the hottest topics in the culture, or I get a guest one-on-one to break it down with them. As always, big shout-outs to everybody subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. We appreciate you. We're getting bigger and bigger by the day, so keep sharing and subscribing and liking and sharing. In the studio with me, is a talented star all the way from Nigeria via Toronto, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a brother of mine. Been knowing him for a long time. Been a huge fan. I'm very excited to have you sit down here. It's the incredible Dice Ailes!
Thank you, big
bro. What's happening, man? You're shining and grinding. That's what we're talking about.
We're trying to catch up to
you. Listen, well, this basically describes your new label. The new outfit that you have, is it the money
mom?
The money mom.
Yeah.
Listen, anybody looking at the videos, they know that it's the money right now because he's got some grills going on. First of all, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
How have you been in the last couple of years? Please make sure you talk closer to the mic.
Yeah, I've been great, man. Just been working and just like observing the growth of Afrobeats.
Facts.
From behind and just seeing, it's exciting to watch because I remember, when I came into the industry at the time, I was making sounds that I knew, was going to change stuff. And when I see where Afrobeats is right now, I'm excited that I was able to impact, whether it's being talked about or not. I feel like I was able to impact the new wave of Afrobeats artists today, and it's a blessing.
Absolutely. You talk about when you came into the game, man.
Yeah.
We're going back almost a decade now since you went back to Nigeria, linked up with Chocolate City, shout out to the Chocolate City crew, and signed up with that outfit as an artist. Talk to me about, you going back to Nigeria from Canada, making the kind of music that you were making, which was a mixture of kind of rap, trap, Afro sound.
Yeah.
What was it that you were making at that time when you went back to Nigeria?
Yeah, when I went back, I felt that the sound was very monotonous. Everyone was sounding the same, and I felt like, I'm a big fan of rap. I started off just rapping, and I felt that I could add a little twist to what was going on at the time. Not to say that the music that was there wasn't great, but I just feel like, I thought I could do something different. And, I came with my own style, my swag, my sound. It was kind of hard in the beginning because, a lot of people weren't really receptive to the change.
Facts.
But, we did Miracle, we did Ella, Otedala, and then, people really started to gravitate towards my sound.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Otedala was a monster hit record, man. I think that was 2017 or something, man. That was
like 2017,
That was a smash, man. And that also gave the world a little insight of the new sound that was coming. Let's talk about, the sound a little bit. When you were trying to merge these sounds and looking for what really was going to, what did you see? What was the vision that you saw that you thought, eventually we might get to this new blend that we're all enjoying now? What was your vision at the time?
Yeah, I just felt like Africa as a continent was looked down upon a lot. And the music, I felt like would transcend at some point and show the beauty of us as a people. And I felt that it had to be done a different way.
Yeah.
In a way that, everybody else in other parts of the world could relate more than what we had at the time.
Yep.
And so, with my videos, I was infusing more English. And with my videos, I was doing more stuff that they could relate to here.
Yep.
And in Canada and in the States, I was infusing more English into my lyrics. I was rapping, I was doing whatever came natural to me, but I knew that it would transcend. And I saw that it was going to happen. I saw it coming. I knew that Afrobeats was going to become the mainstream.
Facts.
At some point. And, I was just there, just trying to be a part of it.
Be a part of that.
Yeah.
Your heritage is Nigerian and Ghanaian.
Yeah.
I know I talked to you back then and told you that, listen, that is probably one of the most impeccable blends, when it comes to African pop culture.
Right.
And I urged you to tap into both roots. Talk to me about both roots influencing your music. What have you been able to pull from Ghana, your Ghanaian heritage and your Nigerian heritage, mixing it with yours? How has it been for you to do that in this creative space?
Yeah, my mom is from Volta region in Ghana,
God damn,
and
deep.
yeah, deep. And my dad is from Oyo in Nigeria, And I grew up, listening to them speak Yoruba, and my mom also spoke Awe. I grew up learning that they played Ghanaian music.
Wow.
My dad was playing Adesope and playing out. So I grew up on like, real culture. And so in my music, you could hear in the guitars, in the percussions, in the language, everything. Like I make sure that I retain the real culture in there, because I see a lot of people come from here or from Canada and try to do Afrobeats, but it's not the same because you didn't really grow up in the culture.
Yep.
And with Afrobeats, it really has to be inside of you. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm thankful that I come from that type of background where like I was exposed to the real culture, and and it helped me just create real African music.
Absolutely, man. You talked about your mom. A video went viral recently where you and your brothers came up with the bread to put mom in a flashy kind of big house, brand new house. Everybody's prayers.
Yeah.
To pay mama back and put them in a great crib. What was that feeling like? And talk to me about that decision for you and your brother to take care of mom like that.
Yeah, I mean, like for every man, everybody, it's just a dream to really just give back to the roots and the people that really brought us here. Growing up, my mom made a lot of sacrifices for us. I remember her, selling her things just to ensure that we had a good life. Even when it wasn't convenient, she just made sure that we were good. And it's always been a thing for me that, I gotta pay this woman back. And, there's nothing that I could really do to pay back.
Facts.
But, at every point in my life, I think about it, because that's one of my biggest motivations. It's like, whatever I do, I gotta make this woman proud. And when I have a hit record, I'm happy because she's proud. And when I whatever achievements it is for her. So I thought that when we made some little change, the first things to do as opposed to splurging on these girls.
Facts.
And just leaving life is it's really giving back to my roots, and that is my mom, and and that made me really happy, and it's a blessing. And I urge a lot of young people too, to always think about the mothers, think about the fathers.
Facts.
And really take care of home first.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the music, man. You've obviously stepped away and moved on from Chocolate City.
Right.
You're collaborating with Sony Music Africa now. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Talk to me about your experiences at Chocolate City, working with some of the greats like M.I. and Ice Prince and Aldume Corey and the entire team, at Chocolate City, who are basically pioneers when it comes to this independent grind coming out of Nigeria. What was that experience like for you, and what did you learn in that camp?
Yeah, so just moving back from Nigeria from Canada to Nigeria and trying to do music with Chocolate City, it was exciting feeling for me at the time when I had signed. I was really young, in school, just came out there. I went there with like a lot of expectations as far as, the way business will be handled.
Yeah.
But in those years that I was with Chocolate City, things didn't necessarily turn out exactly how I'd envisioned it. And, as far as, just like the way business was handled and like the marketing and the management and everything, I felt like it forced me to learn independence. And while I was within, the confines of a label, I had to learn to be my own man and be my own person and do my own thing. It was hard to learn, but we had to do it. And as much as it wasn't the best experience to have been signed to Chocolate City, everything is predestined.
Absolutely.
And everything happens for a reason, because when I look back at it, there's a lot of things that I have learned as a man and as a record label CEO that I am right now, and even as an artist, that I applied to my dealings right now, with as far as with Sony music,
Yep.
with people that I employ, with people that I work with, I think that it built me for what's about to come for Dice.
Absolutely. But what about the fact that some of the young cats, people like yourselves, are stepping into boss mode quite early? Don't you think like it could be a little bit of a drawback because the responsibility to be
Yeah.
a boss, the decisions you have to make, there are times when a boss has to call some shots
Right.
that an artist might not get, but ultimately benefits the artist in the long run.
Yeah.
How do you handle that responsibility? Because I'm scared that a lot of young cats want to be bosses quite early, which is amazing. I love that. But it possibly might not be the best way to go for a grinding artist at the
right.
beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough, having to juggle between being an artist and being a boss of your own, because sometimes, as an artist, you're like in a peach and you can't really, see from the outside. Like
Yeah.
the spectators can see differently from the view that you have, just being in the ring. But so with me, like again, some of the experiences, help me, and I also try to stay around experience and people that have been in the game and people that know it, because no one is an island, and
Facts.
and you got to be open to, really just allowing people help and
Yeah.
and allowing people contribute to what you're doing, because
Yep.
no one can do it alone.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So even while you're trying to be a boss is not really the person that doesn't listen to everybody else. A boss is truly a follower.
Facts.
Like
Facts.
you know what I'm saying, you follow the people that you're working for. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? I see my fans and the people that I work with as, I don't see them as like my employees, like I see them as my partners.
Facts. Facts.
And I feel like that sort of helps me just stay afloat. And that's what a lot of young people, should also, cultivate that habit to just listen and just, be willing to process things from, different angles.
Absolutely. Before the pandemic, though, I've got a short story to share. Before the pandemic hit, I think maybe 2019 or sometime around then, the CEO of Chocolate City at the time, I think it was Adesope Kuri, had come into London.
Okay.
And he called me for a meeting late at night at his hotel in central London. And this is probably one of the few people in the world that will call me from my house and jump in the car, drive down.
What if I called you?
Yeah, well, I'm here. I came across
I know.
London, Wembley
love,
to
man.
this place for
Yes,
you.
it's
I
love,
got
it's
the call
love.
this morning. Shout out to my
know.
sister Tap on this
Tapaneswa,
one.
big
I'm
love.
like, I was like, listen, Taps. The only reason I'm picking up this call is for two people. It's one for you and two for Dice.
I appreciate it.
So that
Appreciate it.
shows the respect I have
Yeah.
for both people. So I went to see Aldo, and we were just in his hotel room, just talking about the game. And he went ranting and raving about you. He believed there was something special, different, classy about you, your talent, and what you were about to bring to the game. He saw 5 years from then. He played me music, some of which people would never hear. Just me and him. He brought a bit, and he just kept on playing music and just saying, listen to this, listen to this. This guy can go. This guy will go. And I was sitting there, and it's a unique experience to listen to someone of that ilk rant and rave about a young artist that a lot of people haven't received that much content from. Did you believe in yourself that you had something that the world just needed to hear? Or were you just busy just building this talent and just crafting away? Because it seemed like some people that were outside of you definitely saw something special.
I mean, I always knew that there was something special about me. I remember, growing up, like in high school, like I went to 2 different high schools. I remember in the first one, I was there for 3 years. I remember that they had me modeling for like their official notebooks. And I was like a celebrity in school at the time. And I went to the second one, and the same thing happened.
Wow.
And I was on the notebooks, I was on the calendars, I was on the billboards. And, I always just knew that there was something about me that I didn't even understand. When I started to do Afro beats, the first song that I did got me the deal with Chocolate City. The first Afro beats
You're
record
kidding.
got me the deal because I was just rapping at the time. And I came to Nigeria, and the first year I got nominated Rookie of the Year, and then following year next rated. So I always knew that there was something, and I knew that I was going to impact the industry in ways that, would be different. Whether people have received it or not, I know that it cannot be stopped. You know what I'm saying? It can't be changed, and what's going to be is going to be.
Speaking about that, I was just driving calmly, just checking social media last week, and one of my favorites, new school artists in CK have put a tweet up talking about the fact that people said he maybe copied your style or took your sound or something. This to me was news. I never heard nothing. I didn't even think nothing. But the fact that CK would go on Twitter to put that out, it meant that there was something that was going on.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. Where did this come from? What is this tweet? What is this allegation? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, from time to time, like sometimes I go on social media, I hear people talk about like, oh, Dice sounds like this artist, CK. I've heard people say that Dice sounds like Rema. I've heard a couple things, but I mean, like, I met CK, years ago before. I think I was working on Miracle. He'd come in as a producer at the time, from Kaduna, I think. I thought he was amazing producer.
Yep, facts.
And we made music together that now when I listen to his music, I see a lot of influence from the stuff that he was producing for me and the stuff that I was doing at the time. I hear it in his music. And, due to the fact that maybe I don't put out as much music, I get that the fans get confused a lot as far as like who really came with this sound.
The sound, okay.
Rema is a great artist.
Facts.
Like I'm a fan of his music, and I also see some influence in the stuff that we started doing, with Otedola. And when I look at it, and there's a lot of like amazing talents out there.
Yeah.
When I look at it, it's a blessing to me. Like,
Facts.
I'm flattered by it. It's
Yeah.
like, then I'm doing something right. Even with my music videos, I remember when I dropped Pim Pim, I had like a Spanish caption on the video.
Yeah.
And then a couple months later, I start seeing every other artist doing the same thing. And it's like everything I do, somehow people want to do it. But the industry doesn't give me enough credit for it for whatever reason.
That's the music game.
But it's interesting that CK had put up that tweet. I'm happy for what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
He started off just producing music.
Facts.
And now he has a worldwide hit.
Absolutely. Have you guys kept in contact since then? Has there been a relationship, or everybody just went their separate ways after Chocolate City?
We haven't necessarily been in contact, to be honest. Since Chocolate City, everybody has just like, gone and done their thing. And then there's also a misconception. I see a lot of people say that, CK was writing my music. He never wrote my music. I wrote everything that's out, everything. Not to say that there's something wrong with.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to ask. Like, so is there a problem with people?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
you're a
I
rapper
have
anyway,
written
so.
for people. And on my new EP. I used a songwriter on one song on there. It was my first time really exploring that. But just want to put it out there that CK never wrote any song for me. Like, I wrote every song that I ever put out. But I'm a fan of the success that he's getting right now.
That's amazing, because the sense that I got was the fact that you responded like that was probably people were coming at him, or maybe you weren't happy with stuff like that. And I personally, because I love you, I love CK, I know this is the new young school, I believe that, there's a difference to this new young cats that are killing the game that I want you guys to take forward. The mantle of appreciation, the mantle of collaboration, the mantle of love that will take us even greater rather than, because what happens is, and I've seen that with Buju and Ruga, is the fans have to take a side. The fans take a side. It splits the fan base. It affects the growth. We saw that consistently with David and Wiz and stuff like that, even though they tried so hard to put that to rest. But the fans had gone in their separate ways where right now, I put a post up with David, some numpties in the comments saying, yeah, Wizkid is better. I put a post up about David, Wizkid, some numpties in the comments saying something else. And it just affects. And I feel like with you young cats, there's a way where we can put this type of situation away before it becomes a monster and it becomes uncontrollable. However, I understand that people don't necessarily have to get along with everybody. I have people I don't get along with, believe it or not. But when it comes to the business, let's find a way to make sure we work together. And there's nothing wrong in artists being inspired by different sounds.
Course. Like even when I started making music, like Afrobeats, like I remember one of the first things that really like inspired me was even like I remember Flavor had come to Canada, and I remember like I went to open for Flavor, and I was right there rapping. I was doing a freestyle, and everybody's just sitting at the back just looking at me, and so I get off stage, and then they say, "Yo, we're about to bring up on stage Flavor and Nabania," and everyone went crazy, and I seen all the women just running out, Flavor. And I'm just standing in the back like, wait.
Like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there like, yo, like, what's going on? I think I can do this. So, and then David came too. And then it was David and Shino Rambo and B Red, and I think he had Dami Duro and Back When. They came out, they did their thing, and I remember just standing there like, oh shit, man, I think I can do this too. And then Wiz had also come, Wiz and Skills. Yeah. Because we was
on the EME tour.
Yeah, because we was like, I was friends with like the promoters, Micro Bell. That was bringing all the artists. So every time they would come, I would always be there and just open up. So all that was inspiring to me, and I don't shy away from talking about that. So like, there's definitely nothing wrong with inspiring other people.
Facts.
What I just find weird is when people try to act like they don't know, you know what I'm saying? And I see that a lot in the newer artists. It's like a lot of people act like they don't know what's up.
They did it by themselves.
Like they did it.
Like, I got inspired by myself.
Yeah, man. So, shout out everybody. At the end of the day, man, just, shout out everybody that's doing it, putting, Africa on the map.
Facts.
Because we're driving in the cars, we're hearing like Fireboy, and we hear, and that's the thing that I envisioned. That's what I saw coming, and I'm happy that it's happening right now. And this is just the beginning.
Facts. Listen, man, let's get to the music. During the pandemic, you had a smash record. Unfortunately, you couldn't travel the world to promote that. The one featuring the legend Olamide.
Right.
That's a big record, man. I tagged you on social media a couple times, said, listen, I actually think that was probably one of Olamide's top 10 verses ever, bro.
He went
He
hard
went
on that
stupid on that. How did you get him on that, man?
Yeah, man. Olamide is one of like, the best individuals that I ever met, as far as the industry goes. Like,
Facts.
The type of love that he shows me, is just amazing. It's like, what did I ever do to deserve this? Even when I'm not looking. You know what I'm saying? I remember when we worked on Pim Pim, I think he was somewhere in America, and I was in Nigeria. I shot my part of the video, and I couldn't travel. He couldn't come back, and I remember he just went out and shot his part of the video with his money, and sent that to me. He edited it and sent it to me. Got the models, got that,
That's crazy.
And that's amazing. That's real love,
That's
and I would always be grateful. To Olamide, because I don't see that type of love in the industry.
Love, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, we did that song, came out pandemic, I couldn't perform it, I couldn't move around.
Rocking here, bro.
Yeah, and it's now that I'm even starting to, because I haven't like performed a lot ever since then, when I was in Cyprus like last week, so when I finished performing, I seen the girls saying pim pim pim. I'm like, oh, you guys know the shit out here.
We were rocking out here.
So it's now that I'm really feeling the effect of it, and it's mad that like pandemic happened. You know, I feel like that could have been a lot more.
Absolutely,
but it is what it is.
absolutely. Listen,
Yeah.
how did you link up with Sony, man? What's the situation? I remember when they sent me an email once and like, oh, our artist down. I said, your artist? Like, what's going on here? You know, how did that link up happen?
Yeah, so we had just wrapped up with the Chocolate City deal.
Yep.
You know, I was working on putting out an EP at the time, and my management that I was working with had told me that there was a possibility of, you know, Sony Music being interested in marketing it. You know, and the head of Sony at the time, Banco.
My brother.
Yeah, I had
Shout
known.
out Banco.
Yeah, I know Banco from like the days of telephone before I even ever signed a deal. You know, Banco was, you know, always around us. You know, we were chilling like bros.
Because he used to come to Canada.
Yeah, he was always in Canada. Yeah, you know, every time Davido also came out, like, you know, so, you know, I thought it was family. So I'm like, okay, so you know, we could collaborate and push this EP. You know, we got together, we did a partnership, and you know, we put out Money Dance.
Yep.
Yeah, put out Money Dance, and then you know, there was a lot of setbacks here and there, but you know, then we put out the EP, and yeah.
Listen, man, the EP right now you've got the EP. Is it Ladies Night?
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I listened to that, I actually listened to that for the first time today.
Really?
I swear down. And I'm not gonna lie, man. You know the records on there, incredible.
Thank you.
The Tiwa Savage collaboration, stupid.
Thank you.
That should be illegal to make music like that. You know, there's a record on there that's got like 2 songs. I think it's Monica.
Yeah, it's Monica.
That's crazy, man. You know, I'm like, what was the mindset going into this EP? Like, what? I'm just hearing. I'm hearing different sounds. I'm going crazy. I haven't been able to stop playing it since I started playing it this
Really?
morning.
I appreciate that.
So that's you know, that shows you how much I think the music on there is incredible. What was the mindset going into this EP? What were you trying to achieve with it?
Yeah, so with the EP, I was just trying to bring like my audience up to speed with certain things that I've been up to. You know, I thought that there'd been a break between my previous release and this moment.
Absolutely.
So, you know, there's certain things that happen in my life that, you know, sort of center around women and certain ladies in my life, you know, as far as like love, betrayal, sex, whatever. I felt like I just wanted to talk about it and just, you know, share something personal with them.
Facts.
Before the main album, you know, so I thought the ladies first before the album. So that's kind of what it's about. And, you know, and because I heard a lot of people talk about, oh, we want like a Ted La, we want like a La Corey. And
I think I like this one even more because right now, this fits into the streamers and it also fits into what's being played in the clubs.
It's crazy because I recorded most of the songs like 2-3 years ago.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, and when people say like, oh, it sounds like what's happening right now, and that's how I know that like I'm really the future.
Absolutely. So this music, right, on that was recorded 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
This is the sound right now. This is the now sound. This is the sound you're hearing from Rema. This is the sound you're hearing from CK. This is the sound from everybody right now. This is Oxlade. This is the now sound.
Yeah, the most recent song though, to be honest, is Left Side, and that's the one that I work with the songwriter out here in the UK. But every other thing on there, like, you know, is old stuff that I just felt like had to go out. Like, you know, the people had to hear it. You know, it's kind of hard deciding whether to put that out or just go straight to the clubs. You know, but
go get them.
Yeah, but I'm like, you know, let's give them something. And
how's the reception been for you? You know, what have you seen? What have you noticed since you put out this project? How have people received it? And how have you felt about the project being out?
I feel like it's sort of just, to the most part, solidified that, you know, there's true talent and there's true passion for the music. You know, the fact that I decide to make such a project, you know, in the midst of everything, it's like, the fans know that, you know, it gives them more confidence in this artist that they love, and that's all that truly matters, and that's that was the real motive. You know, at the end of the day, for putting out such a project. You know, it may not be the most, you know, commercial tape out, but you
It's
know,
commercial, bro.
um,
I'm telling you. Listen, I don't know where you've been listening. You've been in the studios too long. That's commercial.
I be in the studio.
Yeah,
I be,
you've been in the
I be
studio
in the
too
studios
long.
too long, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
But you're singing a lot now. You're singing like you're singing like
yeah, I'm singing on there.
yeah.
for
So
sure.
what about the stage performances? I asked Files the same question. Like his project is another amazing project out now, but he's singing a lot as well. Have you thought about performing these records? And
Yeah.
you know, are you vocal training? Are you because this is singing? You know what I mean?
I mean, like, my singing has gotten better over time. You know, it just happened naturally. Like, I remember when I did the first Afro track I did, I was scared to sing, and that was like 5, 6 years ago. But now it's easy. You know, so I went on tour. You know, the couple cities that we did, I sang some of the records there, and you know, it was easy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, I get into it, whether it's singing or it's rapping or whatever. Like, it comes naturally.
The record with Tiwa Savage, like I said, should be illegal to put out. That's an incredible record. But apart from just the record, I see the way she responds to you on social media. You know, she's on your page, she's dropping comments, she seems to be a supporter of the Dice Ailes brand. What's the relationship like, and what are your thoughts on an icon like that in Tiwa Savage?
Yeah, Tiwa is you know, she's amazing person. Amazing singer. You know, I remember when we worked on Hold Me, you know, she was very receptive to, you know, the direction that I have.
You talking that record. let's be clear.
You know, she was very receptive to it, and you know, I had a whole plan. I knew exactly what I wanted her to say. I knew exactly, you know, and she was ready to do it.
That's amazing.
You know, not a lot of people, you know, would want to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember she did her verse like 3 different times, like, you know, because she wanted it to sound perfect.
Wow.
You know, and then we also just shot the video in Toronto like a month ago, and that's about to drop.
Ooh, that's a smash right there.
Yeah, so yeah, man, shout out Tiwa Savage, and she was in Toronto as well. I went on tour. She brought me out at the Toronto stop. And, you know, the fans were excited to see that.
Of course.
You know, that, you know, I share stage with such a legend like
Tiwa.
Tiwa. You
Absolutely.
know, she's doing it. She's killing it. Like, she's, you know, it's a man's word, it seems, but.
Nah, man,
you know,
the girls ain't playing. You know?
Yeah.
The ladies.
And I'm proud of her.
Absolutely. I'm super proud of all of them. Like, you know, what Tiwa, you know, and the likes of Yemi and now Thames, what they've done. You know, these are incredible icons who have broken records on different levels. Are we talking about hit records? Are we talking about touring? Are we talking about numbers? Are we talking about stage performances? Are we talking personalities? Are we talking ambassadorial duties? Untouchable. They will go down in history, 1,000%, as some of the great icons of African popular culture. And, you know, it's very important that we use these opportunities to talk about them and share it with the world and teach the world the amount of love and respect we have for these ladies and what they're doing. So where is home now? You know, is it Toronto? Where is Dice? Where would you call home now?
Yeah, man. Right now, there's no particular home. I'm just
anywhere you lay your head.
I'm just living in the world. you know, because for me now, it's, you know, a couple years ago, like, I was really, you know, when I was with Chocolate City, I was doing a lot of things more like Nigeria based and just being a home.
But now online is home.
But now online is home, and so I feel the need to connect more with everybody else. Like, you know, this is the first time that we're touring out of Nigeria.
That's good.
And so, you know, I just bought a house in Abuja, and
she came to that paper.
I bought a house in Abuja because I love it there. You know, it really calms my mind when I'm out there. So that's home. And, you know, Toronto is home.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of family here in the UK, you know, London, Manchester, everywhere. So I feel like I really need to tap into that. Even in Ghana, you know, I have a lot of people in Accra.
It's very important, bro.
And so right now, you know, there's nowhere's home. Everywhere's home for me. And
I like the sound
and I'm
of
just,
that.
you know, about to just be on the road and just connect with everybody, you know, because we've been, you know, behind the scenes just like perfecting the structure and just making sure everything is right, you know, for this moment.
Now that Ladies First is out, you've at least, you feel a sense of relief.
Yeah.
But that means you're on the road to the debut album.
Yes.
Do we have a time frame? Do we have a, you know, do we have collaborators? And you're signed to Sony now. They got, you know, Sony, stop playing with us. You've got all the big dogs. Bring them out. Bring them out.
Yeah.
What's the game? What's the game plan?
Yeah. As far as timelines, man, I can't really say, but you know, I already had the album ready. I already had the EP ready. I already have another album ready.
No way.
There's so much music to go out.
You got to put them out.
Yeah, and you know, I'm hoping that we're able to get to it as soon as possible. You know, the EP's out.
Yeah.
You know, the Tiwa Savage video, Hold Me, is also coming out.
That's amazing.
And then, you know, then we can start, you know, fresh. We can start the new conversations from there. So I'm hoping in like October, you know, we get a new Dice record.
Listen, this is what I'm going to say. I'm very happy to see you moving now. I'm very happy to hear the content. I like the Ladies First project. Every single song on that is absolutely amazing. I think it is commercial. I think it's streamers delight. I think it definitely can get into your club playlist. I think it has it all. You know, and then working with people like Tiwa Savage also just gives you that stamp that you're none to be played with. Do you understand?
Yeah, and shout out Katie Kane. You know, he's a Spanish rapper.
I saw on the other record.
On Rosalia.
Yeah, Rosalia.
And Rosalia is also on the track, on the outro.
I like the Rosalia.
She did a little outro. She did a little talk on there. So shout out Rosalia. Shout out Katie Kane. Everybody that worked on it with me. The producers, you know, Sami Faya. Brime, you know, everybody.
Absolutely, man. The project is dope. My last word to you is the same last word I gave you in 2017, 18. You need to be outside.
I'm outside. You got to take me with you, man.
Yeah.
Every time I'm in Niger, I see you, man.
Listen,
you're out there.
Listen, you got to be, you know, you need to touch the fans, especially in Europe, UK, Nigeria. You know, your music is amazing. Your fans are waiting for records.
Yeah.
So now that you're giving them the records, let them see you moving.
Yeah.
And then the rest, they're going to do the rest for you. You know, I think you have what it takes from day one. The believers got it right. The business might have not been done well, but the belief was 1,000. They believed that you have something special. We still do. And this project, Ladies First, proves that. So I'm looking forward to more exciting things from you, and I can't wait for that to happen. So Sony, bring the big dogs out. You know what I mean? No hiding no more. Shout out Banco. Shout out to Tappiness, man. That's family. Ladies and gentlemen, to my special guest all the way from Toronto, Abuja, Lagos, now London, from Cyprus and Istanbul. It's Dice
Thank you,
my brother.
Right.